What's going on there, YouTube? I'm back once again with another box mod build. I've been working on this for the past couple weeks now, but as far as the design, I've been thinking about it for a few months now. I just recently figured out how to do it. Basically, this is a fully mechanical box mod. That's right. No MOSFET. All copper contacts. Only one soldered, and it's not even part of the connection, which I will show you all in a little bit. Once again, this is fully mechanical switch. No wires. Oh, two wires, but two big ass wires. And again, once again, no soldering other than that one single, but it's not part of the connection at all. Let me go ahead and take this RDA off real quick, and I will show you the inside. Take out the batteries. So this is what the inside looks like. Let's just start from the outside real quick. I have a Fat Daddy Vape version 2 510 connector. I have my brass switch. This is the one that I've been trying to figure out for the past few months on how to put together, which I probably figured out how to. I have a Keystone 1048 battery sled with my custom made contacts, copper contacts. And this is a unfinished aluminum Hammond 1590G box. And that's about it as far as parts. So you can see there's no soldering involved with this other than a single one that I will show you later. And again, it's not part of the connection at all. Let's start with the contacts first. Basically, I used a copper plate to make my contacts. I picked that up from Lowe's. It's about a 5x6 sheet of it, and I'm not even sure what the thickness is, but it's fairly thick. And again, this is just plain copper. Basically, I just cut a piece off and shaped it to a contact. You can see there, the bottom is a single piece that I shaped for battery contact. I just used snips to, again, to cut it into shape that I wanted. I did a little bit of bend there too to act like a spring. I mean, it doesn't really spring up and down, but it's just enough where I can push my battery down. And basically it just slides into place there. And same thing up there. I just bent the copper plate to the shape that I want. Same thing here for the negative. Again, this is series. Negative, positive, negative, positive. And as far as the 510, I took off the spring assembly at the bottom. I just left the insulator on the 510, so I can use, I think this is a 6 gauge wire that solid copper wire that I picked up from Lowe's. Here it is right here. Solid copper wire. So you see what I did with it? I'm not sure what the length is, but it's pretty short. It's way shorter than this, probably half the size of this right here. Basically, the bottom, I used a die, specifically an 8/32 die, to put a thread at the bottom, because I actually threaded it on this copper contact right here. So I drilled a hole, I tapped it using an 8/32 tap, and the bottom of this is threaded 8/32. So I screwed it down, and I used a brass nut to secure it, so it won't just, you know, when you're screwing your atomizer on, it won't loosen. And I did all the bends on the top part of this contact to act like a spring, basically. So when you screw your atomizer down, it provides a little bit of tension, you know, and it moves up too when you take off your atomizer. And now let's talk about the switch. Basically, this is the one I've been kind of thinking as far as how I'm going to make a fully mechanical switch. This does have magnets inside. So you can see there, when I push it down, it made contact with the battery contact right here. And the way it closes the connection is, once I push this thing down, it makes contact with this contact, and also this knurled nut makes contact with the top part of the brass bushing there. And that closes the loop. So basically the box is your negative connection. You can see the 510. So this box is your negative. And the way I put the switch together is I have a brass bushing here. The inside diameter is 1/2 inch, and the outside diameter is 5/8 inch. So basically, I used a 1/2 inch. I used a nylon spacer, and I don't remember the thickness of this, but I also bought this from Lowe's. The outside diameter is 1/2 inch, inside diameter is 1/4 inch. And this 6 gauge wire fits perfectly inside. Once again, I had to cut this in length, so you can see it's not. So it just fits right above the battery sled there. You see, I'm just going to show you how I assembled the inside. You have to get, I used a R1004 magnet from Super Magnet Man. This is it's less than 1/2 inch in as far as the outside diameter. The inside diameter is, fuck, I don't know, but it's pretty big. It's less than 1/2 inch, I know that. Probably 3/8. And this is 1 millimeter thick. So I used 2 of those, basically again opposing. So this is the top. So the magnets are inside on the top of the nylon spacer. I threaded the top portion of this wire right here, so I can screw this down just enough, maybe halfway through the nut. And then I use one of these brass screws right here to finish the top of the knurled nut, so it doesn't look like this, you know, when it's finished. So basically, that's the nut, that's the brass screw right there. And it's also knurled, so it matches. Basically, I just use my Dremel, cut it down quite a bit so it'll sit flush when I screw it on top of this knurled nut right here. And then again, everything goes inside the brass bushing. And the other thing that this was the last thing I figured out, how to basically put a stop at the bottom so you can't just pull this off. And the way I did it was I used, I think it's like 16 gauge wire. I made a coil on the wire there. Then I cut the middle of the coil so it looks like a ring basically. So I put that in, and then I soldered it kind of about this height right here. I soldered it in place. Basically, that's the only soldered connection on here. But again, it's not really part of the connection. It just holds this wire in place, so you can't pull the wire out from the top. And basically, that's the switch right here. Also, I kind of designed this so you can actually clean your contacts. You know, you can clean that, you can clean the battery contacts, you can disassemble this so you can clean the threads if you want to, and you can clean the top part of the contacts, and then you can remove this contact this battery contact right here, so you can clean the bottom of the negative contact. So, you know, again, this is all copper, so it'll tarnish eventually or oxidize eventually. So that kind of I designed it this way so I can clean all the connections. You can even remove this knurled nut right here, so you can clean the threads that are inside there. You can clean the brass bushing, you know, as far as this area down here where this knurled nut makes connection. You know, again, brass will also tarnish, so that just provides me a way of doing some preventive maintenance later on. So again, fully mechanical. Bam, bam, bam. So let's vape it some more. God damn it. So let me show you one more time. You know, the contacts is not really springy, but it just provides a little bit of tension to hold the batteries in place. I just like using this Velcro so I can easily pull the batteries out when needed. So again, this is in series. Positive, negative, positive, negative. So once again, the way this makes connection is, once I push the button down, the negative contact will make contact with the negative of the battery sled, and also this nut will hit the brass bushing, so that closes the loop. Oop. There. So I have 7.91 volts remaining on these batteries. Let's go vape it. I have a 0.4 build on my plume veil. 0.4 is kind of pushing the limit, you know, as far as the 20 amp limit on these Samsung 25R batteries. It's close to it, you know, with the voltage drop. You know, just kind of provide you just a little bit of room where it's just right on their 20 amps. So again, if you're gonna build or if you're gonna vape using a series box mod, please use an Ohm's law calculator. I would kind of set the voltage all the way to 8.4, just so, you know, because with the voltage drop, you're not really gonna hit 8. Well, you are gonna hit 8.4, but it's only for a short amount of time. So I typically build my atomizers to around maybe 0.5, you know, between 0.45 and 0.5. So let's go vape this mofo. Hits pretty good. There you have it, folks. My fully mechanical series dual 18650 box mod. So let me know if you have any questions, and definitely thank you for subscribing to my channel. And I'm also working on my next project, which is going to be using one of these switches right here. This is a Dpdt Switch. So basically it's going to go like that. I'm not going to use a 1590 G box mod because there's not enough room there for this switch and the battery sled. So I'm going to be using a 1590B because there's going to be more wires involved. Basically this will enable you to vape either in parallel or series. There's already a couple boxes out there that I've seen on YouTube using a Dpdt switch, mainly from BC Box Mod, but they have a sliding switch and they use a MOSFET. But for my next build, it's just going to be the switch. There will be no MOSFET. This is rated at 13 amps, so there's going to be a limit as far as how low you can build your atomizer with that box. But it should be low enough where it'll produce pretty good vapor, you know. So yeah, that's my next project. So there you have it, folks. My fully mechanical box mod. Again, thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace out.